Growing up off the grid, learning skills that I have has just made me like more aware of myself and my surroundings. Growing up around death and knowing that that is necessary in order for me to survive, I think it's made me know the importance and appreciate life so much more. Come here. Busy, come. Good girl. Come on. Come here. Sit. Stay. Oh. Sit. Good girl. See, that's okay. I know this valley like the back of my hand. I've just like grown up running around the woods and just like exploring everywhere. I think being in the woods is just where I feel most comfortable and kind of where I center myself and kind of recharge, I guess. I chose to hike the Appalachian Trail because knowing all the plants around me will make me feel way more at home and less lonely. This is a tulip poplar right here. That down there is wood sorrel. I just like recognize things like faces. I want to say this is basswood. Just hiking for 5 to 6 months and being in the woods is just gonna be a really good way for me to figure out where I want to be in life before going on to college.
This morning we're cooking scrambled eggs from the chicken coop with some shiitake mushrooms, some onion, and some wild nettle. And it's all being cooked in bear grease. We have ins with local bear hunters that they normally throw bear fat away. So we take that bear fat that they would normally waste and we render it out into oil. Yeah, what are you gonna do for protein on the trail?
We jerked out a lot of the deer that we got, and I'll also have like summer sausage and stuff like that for lunch.
The idea of living off the grid started when I was a child. I had a dream of living in the middle of the woods. I know this might sound a little harsh, but I was disgusted with the way people just took their resources for granted. And they just didn't think about how they affected the circle of life that they were very much a part of. When you detach yourself from these very crucial, important pieces of what it takes to keep us alive, I think you just find yourself in a life where you're living with your head stuck in a hole.
This is the first hatchet I ever got when I was really little, like I want to say like 6 or 7. The past year, I've lived like half here, half in town. It definitely feels a lot like I have 2 separate lives in 2 different worlds.
From September to February is making meat time. To become a good hunter with a bow, you have to really understand the patterns and rhythms of the woods. Just any skill that brings you closer and more connected to the earth and the resources that keep you alive, I think is a really important skill. You want to kneel? Or?
Yeah. I shot like BB guns when I was really little. It's like practicing with small guns and .22s, and then I was too scared to use like big hunting rifles until I was older. It's definitely made me become more in touch with my food. Like not taking it for granted, like understanding that there's life behind everything.
And that, my friends, is how you get outshot by your daughter.
Right now I'm fleshing the hide, which is getting all the leftover like meat and fat that's left on the hide from skinning the deer. You can see right here is the exit wound where the bullet left. So after it's fleshed completely, probably going to make pouches, little bags, and things to sell on my Etsy account to save up money to hike the AT. Being able to sell stuff like this online, I think it's good having that ability to reach out to all different kinds of people, like giving them the opportunity to own things like this.
Maddie in the middle of the forest, her way of seeing the world is very much the way that young children in cultures that live closely with the earth still today, they live in that very much, I'm in the present. Maddie holds that mentality. So it's almost an ancient way of seeing the earth.
I've never thought that it's like special that I know all of this stuff or that it makes me different than anyone else and that it makes me a cooler, better person. I've never really seen it as a crazy different thing. It just is what it is.